Okay, we have our soon to be outgoing board president, Sam Suris, who's been with us for quite a while now as our board president, and just a couple quick closing remarks and transition to our next president. Sam, take it away.
Thank you, Doug. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to bring the 2017 Colorado Water Congress Summer Conference to a close. Not because I want it to close, because it's just been a great conference. Thank you to all of our sponsors, exhibitors, keynote speakers, presenters, panelists, and members for joining us here in Steamboat Springs and making this a conference to remember. A month ago, we were planning on having this conference in Vail, so you can imagine the time and effort that our staff put into changing the venue to Steamboat. I think we owe them an applause for all their work. This is my last act as the president of Colorado Water Congress, and I want to thank the board and the membership for allowing me that privilege for the last year. It's been a great experience for me. At this time, I'm honored to introduce the incoming Colorado Water Congress president, Erin Wilson. Now, when I told Erin that I was going to announce her as the incoming president, she said, "I'd rather you announce me as the incoming queen." Now, I don't have that authority, but maybe over the next year, Erin, you can get the board to do that for you. Erin has 25 years of experience in basin-wide water resource planning and modeling and is the principal owner of Wilson Water Group. She has a strong background in water resource planning, consumptive use modeling, and surface water allocation modeling. Erin's expertise in basin-wide consumptive use and surface water modeling is widely recognized, and she frequently provides training to state and federal staff, nonprofit organizations, and other water resource consultants. Erin is a Colorado native with degrees in geophysical engineering from Colorado School of Mines and civil engineering from Colorado State University. She's a registered professional engineer in Colorado. Erin, I hand the baton off to you.
So I am the professional engineer representative on the board, so I represent generally about half of you in the room at any given time. Well, I'd say a third. I'm starting to think it's a third policy, a third attorneys, and a third engineers about now. I just wanted to say thank you so much to the board for asking me to do this. And I was thinking about this over the last couple days. A lot of my career I can measure based on things that have happened at Water Congress. When I was a young engineer, I worked for a fairly good-sized firm where the young people didn't get to go to Water Congress. And I remember the first year, a boss of mine really pushed and said, "I think Erin would really benefit from going to Water Congress." I think it was 1990 that I came to Water Congress the first time, and I remember meeting a lot of the same people that are in the room right now and thinking, I want to be a part of this group because there was so much collaboration, even back then. Yes, there was collaboration back then, and so much just camaraderie, and I could just tell that this is something I wanted to be a part of. That was Jerry Kinney, so I want to give him a shout out. He's not here today, but he was the one who said, no, really, we should send this young person. And then a few years later, I had my first opportunity to speak at Water Congress, and I want to thank Dave Merritt, and I'm not sure if he's still here either, but he asked me to give a presentation with him. So that was probably about 1995, and that was a huge, it just felt like such a big moment in my life that I was actually smart enough and important enough to give a presentation at Water Congress, so that was fantastic. And then not that many years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, Eric Wilkinson pulled me aside and said, "We would like for you to be a board member." And it was just, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. It was such a great thing. Eric told me that one of the reasons that the board had asked if I would be willing to serve was because he said I had good relations with people on both sides, on the west slope and the east slope and in all the basins. And of course, I just heard that is you really haven't ticked anybody off yet. So happy to do that. Thank you so much, Eric. And then finally, I get this call from John McLeod. Again, these people are so important in my life and my career because you know who they are. They're great. And John asked if I would be willing to be the board president. So I just want to tell you guys, Water Congress has meant so much to me, and I am really anxious to be your president for the next year. And that's it, so that we can all go and have a great afternoon and enjoy Steamboat. Thank you so much.